r/AskReddit. What item is very useful in a zombie apocalypse, but most people don't think about using it? Motorcycle gear, motorcycle pants, jackets, and gloves are designed to prevent road rash injuries and are really tough. Wearing them, especially if you also use the helmet, makes you immune to bites. Do I still need neck protection? Travel pillow. Sorted. Lined with chainmail. A good pair of running shoes goes a long way. Or good hiking boots. Comfy to walk in, and it protects your ankles. I've had the same pair for like 3 years, and they are still great. Yes. Boots would be far more practical. There's a reason soldiers wear boots instead of running shoes despite needing to run. You're going to want the protection, support, and durability that boots provide. A book on basic survival techniques. Sort of like a Boy Scouts book or something. FM 21-76 US Army Survival Manual. It's free to download to the public. Just Google it. Definitely a better idea than mine. Especially if you can print it out in time. Tie a rope with any object like a simple padlock. Now you have a meteor hammer, or just swing it like a basic flail. I was just going to put some doorknobs in a sack. But this guy here is going places. You gotta supply your own knobs. A book on local edible plants and mushrooms. Edit. This comment got way too much attention. Also, yeah, many plants can be misidentified. However, 90% of people couldn't survive off foraging anyway. And if the book gives slightly more chance, wonderful. That is actually a very smart point. Until you find out that the plants can get infected too, or what if a zombie got some of its juice on that plant? You ingest it, and POW you're a zombie. No water to clean it off with, so you kinda just have to go for it. Edit. I said you won't clean it off with water, because I assume you're on the go, which means you don't want to be wasting your precious water on hundreds of plants. A tank. Preferably a British one, as they have integrated kettles. Can't go wrong with a churchill. Random fact, if you ask for a churchill in Costa Rica, you'll get a dessert consisting of shaved ice topped with artificial flavored syrup, ice cream, condensed milk, and wafer straws. A good water filtration device like a Life Straw or Sawyer Mini. One of them can often filter thousands of gallons of water without a hiccup. You can only go a few short days without clean drinking water. So it's pretty likely that you die of dehydration before a zombie actually kills you. This, just because there are zombies, doesn't mean cholera disappears. Most natural disasters kill relatively few people. It's the cholera outbreak that really pumps up the death toll. And it depends on how the zombie virus is spread. If it can be waterborne, then this is even more important. Water filters like those don't filter viruses. I live on the 11th floor. I think I would just take off the staircase railings and pour some sunflower oil over the stairs. Also, a bit irrelevant, but I think a lot of zombies would be walking with their trousers on their ankles. Surely a zombie isn't smart enough to pull their pants up. Yes, they dry out and skinny. All of the fat people would lose their clothes. There would be a ton of zombie dick and zombie boob people walking around. Edit. You're weird. Reddit. I always thought it was stupid that no zombie movies had naked zombie people. That and the fact that the survivors seemingly never take a piss or shit. There would be a ton of zombie dick and zombie boob people walking around. Go on. I like where this is headed. Towards a happy ending. A small toolkit, few screwdrivers and a hand drill, and you can quietly pull apart or mend most things. Also olive oil for both cooking and for leaving a nice slippery patch for any of the undead to fall about on. Ah yes. How to avoid zombies with Gordon Ramsay. First, a touch of olive oil. Just a touch. These brains are f***ing raw. King, shut it down. Shut it down now. Me, what a bunch of f***ing amateurs. It's f***ing rotten. Tactical shovel. TACTICRLSHOVEL. Boats. I know some of them have people on big yachts in the ocean, but really a small boat on a lake would be safe from zombies. Even a canoe you could anchor in the middle of a lake and sleep in. Something a wee bit larger maybe, like single bed. Tiny bit of storage space. That'd be enough. A friend of a friend of a friend used to have one of these, and with enough food and water, I reckon you could easily live on that thing for a few weeks. Probably a fishing boat or Pontoon Boat Z. Pontoon Boat Z is the name of the sci-fi channel movie about sleeping on the lake in a zombie apocalypse. It's all fun and games until the zombies form a subaquatic pyramid mound. Combine Harvester. Combine Harvester gonna get the Zombie Kill of the Week award. Edit. Grand Pianos are so yesterday. Y'all should watch Double Tap. Are you from Ohio? Columbus. A bicycle and a slingshot. The bike allows you to cover more ground than on foot and more quietly than anything with an engine. They don't need fuel beyond calories and maintenance is simple. With a little practice the slingshot can take out small game, squirrels, birds, maybe rabbits if you're good enough. It makes very little noise, and you can pick up ammunition, small stones, ball bearings, nuts/bolts, etc. from basically anywhere. Unfortunately I don't know how to use either. I guess I've found my lockdown level up skills. As an adult, if you have any kind of balance in your body you can learn to ride a bike in minutes. I should definitely try to learn. It's funny, because now I'm an adult most people know how to ride a bike, so it's hard to get an opportunity to learn. Adults are only really used to teaching children. As an adult, I have a much bigger fear of falling and hurting myself, and the ground is further away. The thing to remember is that the laws of physics want to help you. When your bike is standing still then yes, it will lean to one side or the other and you have to put a foot down on the ground for stability. But while moving, the forward momentum keeps it balanced as long as you don't do stupid stuff like leaning yourself to one side. The bike wants to go forward more than it wants to fall over. Edit. Thank you to all the people correcting my use of forward momentum. I assumed it was the momentum doing it. Clearly it wasn't. There is no further need to educate me. Shovels can be used as digging traps, for gardening, as a weapon, and burying bodies. Can confirm. In the army we used to have these little shovels that were sharp as and had a normal edge on one side and a saw-like edge on the other. It could also easily be used as a weapon, since it was pretty damn pointy. Really cool thing and very useful. These tools would become the basis of the Lobo. Everyone it hasn't read/listened to World War Z. The audiobook is a real treat. Also it's nothing like the movie. Not even a little. The only thing the movie used was the name for publicity. You could have called that movie any generic zombie title starring Brad Pitt and had a zombie movie. It literally had nothing to do with the book. A crowbar works as a tool in its own right for opening doors and for levering things open, and is also an effective melee weapon. Rise and shine. Dr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Kind award giver. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. Comma. No one is more deserving of a rest. And all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until. Armor as in small metal plates or strong leather, like a thin layer of aluminum or strong leather would do the trick against bites, added to normal clothing kinda like steel toe shoes. You never really see someone actually try to build/use any kind of armor against zombies in movies/games. Even a metal armor on the lower part of your arm would make it possible that you can block bites with your metal arm. In Walking Dead Season 3, the governor's assistant wrapped duct tape around his arms to armor against zombie bites. It was effective too. Made me wonder why the rest of the governor's men weren't doing it. Because if every zombie show or movie followed consistent logic from single moments like that, the writers would have to think a whole lot harder about creating dangerous hazards for the characters. By blatantly ignoring what worked once as an apparent novelty, they can keep writing ludicrous scenarios where characters who've been living in a zombie world for months/years somehow still get snuck up on by zombies and tragically lose someone. Just like that. It's the gift tension that keeps on tensioning. Yeah. Like early on in the show they covered themselves in zombie guts and walked around freely amongst them. Why didn't they use that again? Same reason I suppose. Cloth. You can patch yourself up if you don't have bandages. Make Molotov cocktails. Clean yourself with it and other stuff. Edit. Buy cloth. I mean towels. Clothes and any kind of fabric. So, like a good quality towel. So, like a good quality towel, like any hoopy fruit should. Exactly. Don't panic. A little rope and duct tape go a long way if you are creative enough to use them well. I commented on a post a minute ago about not knowing how to use a bicycle or a slingshot. But I'm a rope and duct tape pro. This gives me hope. I'm not a serial killer. I don't know, man. Saying that you're not a serial killer, it just sounds like something a serial killer would say. But who am I to judge? I see. Would you like to get into my car so we can discuss at length the reasons why I absolutely don't want to murder you? IDK, but I don't have a good feeling about this. Do you have some candies to offer though? Using a human-sized hamster ball. Think about it. You'd be safe from getting bitten as you roll around in your personal protective bubble. That is the most genius thing ever. Maybe add little spikes. Little enough so they won't get stuck in something, but big enough to do some damage when rolling over a zombie. Rip when you roll down a mountain by accident. IMO. Should use lube instead of spikes. So zombies won't snag on. They just slide off. Then you get no traction and you've turned your hamster ball into a 360-degree hamster wheel. Just jump in on the trend and get infected. Worst case scenario, you get gunned down. Best case scenario, they find a cure and you don't remember about the horrors that took place around you. It's a win-win. Plants. Ah yes, the pea shooter. The double pea shooter. With the upgrade that makes it quadruple. And the burning log thing. Repeater and the upgrade plant. UHH. Gatling P. And then your torchwood for good measure against footballers. He is speaking the language of gods. Don't forget the drugs. Adderall to stay awake for days without feeling hungry. Xanax to sleep when and where you want. Ah yes, who could forget the essentials? Wire cutters. Because lots of media operate under the belief that a chain link fence is a non-trivial barrier. I mean, you can just climb over it. I did it plenty of times in my crazier years. It's faster than cutting the wire, and it leaves the fence secure. Now, if there's razor wire on top, wire cutters would definitely be useful. Eater, I think this has become my most popular comment. And I have no idea how. Throw a carpet or coat over the barbed wire. Might still get some pricks. But you won't get tangled. Which is what they are designed to do. If it's barbed wire, most anything would work. If it's razor wire, you're definitely going to need something thick and heavy. That stuff is no joke. I once saw a razor wire fence near a golf course and there was a golf ball still stuck to a razor that had cut through about halfway. A military cause, you never see them. Always in the movie and shows, the military either does not exist or are idiots who get killed the night they bring in refugees. Not in 28 Weeks Later or Last Train to Busan. Shaun of the Dead as well. Shaun of the Dead seems the most realistic to me. Everything goes to shit for a few days, then the military come in and kill everything. A bowl. Tactical shovel and matches. The bowl helps you capture water and offers you a place to cook and eat. A tactical shovel can be a weapon and tool for hunting and grabbing stuff, while you can use matches for making fire. To follow up on this train of thought, cooking tools. A bowl isn't much use without a pot to boil the water in to purify it, or make food to put into it. Metal bowl. Cat or dog food. It's completely safe to eat, and usually this wouldn't even be on anyone's zombie apocalypse shopping spree list. So while everyone is killing each other over pizza rolls, sub sandwiches, and brains, here you are with your delicious premium chicken flavored cat food. I'm in the apocalypse, and everybody fought each other over toilet paper. The Great Apocalypse of 2020. Spears. Everyone imagines using a gun or a sword, but in reality spears are the best weapon to use. They're easy to make, relatively easy to use compared to other weapons, require less rare materials than other weapons, and most importantly can keep zombies at a distance and minimize your chances of being bitten. Also, with some practice you can learn to throw a spear to hunt game. Spears may not be the most flashy weapons, but they are the most useful. Social distancing is important. Not an item but place. A garage with lifts. Unless they get smart enough they can't bring down the lifts. You can lift a car and sleep in it for safety. And it's filled with heavy objects to throw and use as weapons. That's great until you're surrounded and can't escape. A journal. Can keep track of your supplies and other stuff. Edit. Also can draw boobs to jerk it off to. Improvise. Adapt. Overcome. I'd have to say seeds. Or like any form of crops. Farming seems surprisingly difficult to do. And I don't see a lot of the movies really trying it when it comes to survival. Maybe I'm just an idiot too. IDK. My zombie apocalypse plan is to run to an allotment. Most people would run to supermarkets and closed-in buildings, but open allotments are basically starter packs for survival. Tools hidden in sheds can slice off heads. There are things that collect rainwater, food for days, and also open spaces make it easier to see incoming threat. Planting new seeds takes time, attention and care, but a 3-year-old productive allotment patch just needs some rotation, a bit of rebatching and way less maintenance. Edit. To add that most UK allotments have ridiculously strong fences and high boundaries to keep thieves out. It's well documented that zombies cannot climb. It's well documented that zombies cannot climb well. They can pile on top of each other WWZ style. You've reached the end. You're a star. Destroy the subscribe button for more like that.